Welcome to episode 30 of Fire Sale Franchise. Now, some things have changed, and I believe they needed to be changed. Now, one thing I want to say before I start anything else here is something I saw which I couldn't quite wrap my head around, and I'm not, excusing anything here or saying anything, but one of the things I said is it seemed that I wasn't as into the series anymore, and that's what I didn't quite get. Now, I know it's not been going as well as it should be doing, and I know I do have a feeling. The problem is I record things and then I edit them, and once everything's recorded, and obviously with this being a cloud league and everything, sometimes I'll be like, oh, I wish I would have put a little bit more energy into this or done this differently, but there's nothing at that point I can really do. Now, from this point onwards, I probably would go back and start changing that because that's not fair to you, but I can guarantee you, if there was any other reason I made this series, except for the fact that I enjoy making it and I enjoy telling the stories and things like that, I would not do it. If I did this, for example, if I thought I was making any money off this, I would have stopped this 5 episodes into Fire Sale Franchise. That would not be the case. Listen, this, the Fire Sale Franchise, the Reboot Franchise, it's my baby. It's the thing I've had the most fun with. It's the one most original idea I've come up with. My point is, this is mine, so I take pride over this, and the last thing I want is for, the thing to die, for me to have to kill it, for anything like that to happen. So, I would rather make a fun, drastic change, firing John Harbaugh, bringing in Todd Bowles, Hugh Jackson is our offensive coordinator, and look at the team. Now, the receivers don't look too exciting from overalls and stuff, but TJ Gibbs, he's got a lot of talent, he's just not that quick. Could be interesting. Juju Smith-Schuster, got a lot of talent, it's not that quick. Okay, now there's a problem. No, there's not. It'll be fine because George Connor has got enough talent and speed to make up for everything. The running backs, Trayvon Bromley needs to stop fumbling, that's a fact, but it's also not that often. I think it was 3 or 4 times in the season. I say think, this is new approach. I will show you the end of season stats to show exactly what his fumbling was. 3 for Trayvon Bromley is a few too many. So, the line, again, we couldn't really get anything sorted for the offensive line in the draft. We managed to pick up 1 center, Levy, and that was it at a 72 rating. However, we're not going to be using Bruce from last year. You can't have allow that many sacks. You don't know how many sacks it is. Here again, we'll flash back to the end of season stats. When you see 20 sacks in one season, you've got to replace that guy. You can't have that many sacks and start again the next season. Nisley will take the spot back here. Filer wasn't that bad. Obviously, you can see in the stats he also had some as well, but they're not as bad as Bruce's, and, he also had some XP to use, so he may be okay. This middle of the line, pretty darn good, so we'll stick with that. And now we'll look at the defense. I'm not going in too much detail here because we've still got to look at the teams we're playing. We're still in preseason week 1 here. So one error I've made in the past is simming to the regular season, and people will get cut, and that's how we lost Brandon Coleman in the Fire Sale Franchise. Man just disappeared. I looked, painstakingly looked for him. He just didn't exist anymore. So we'll go week by week, but you won't be a part of that. Just remember that as a thing I do too often. So we look at the team here. D tackle gets C+ because I think he also is based off the next best, but, Wormley's actually good in 80 overall. Bernard Cooper, Mike Richardson, good line. We've got, obviously, cornerbacks. We'll be doing some experimenting with Turner and with Lakeith Spain out of Ohio State. I don't know why I keep saying Ohio. It's like I am like a player from Ohio State. How they always say the Ohio State, I constantly mention the fact that Spain is from Ohio State. Anyway, middle linebackers. Rashad Bass, technically better than Hunter Washington, but he's not. Just overall wise. Hunter Washington's actual stats that matter a little bit better than Bass's. Outside linebackers, I did want to improve there as well. Could do that. We'll obviously take a look at that with our scouting this year. Keywan Hardwick, Rashad Peters, stay at safety. Rashad Peters absolutely is the face of this franchise. So, let's get to the regular season and let's get this thing back on track. So here we go, regular season. The Tennessee Titans will be our first opponent. You may see here, DeMarcus Parker. I've just been putting out some feelers, seeing what it's going to be like his value, but a second rounder in 2 years' time. We'll keep him on the team. Maybe push his overall up, but that's the defense. There you won't see anything. Maybe push his overall up a bit more from 83, make him worth a little bit more. Who knows? What else have we got to do? We made our season goal now. Unfortunately, I had to re-record this because the microphone was turned off, and what you missed was the big statement where I set the goal as making it to the Super Bowl. I didn't think about it. I immediately set it to that. Todd Bowles looks very good in purple and will go very far with him. So, what is left to do is take a look at the Titans. They look at the team, and we're going to look at them in detail. No more, you know, who do we already know is on the team? Let's look at anybody new, because at this point, I'm completely confused about anyone who was with any team at any point anyway, because that many changes have happened. Did that make any sense at all? I don't think so. But, you know, we'll just take a look at the whole team. Regardless of players who used to be there, we need to get a big picture of that team. So let's take a look at these Tennessee Titans. The first opponent that will fall to us, because, listen, Hugh Jackson, Philip Van Dijk, match made in heaven. Also, TJ Gibbs with his quick development already has 5,000 XP. Gilbert Turner with his superstar development has 6,000 XP. The quarterback, of course, who else did you expect to see? Marcus Mariota. What you may not have expected to see is the backup being Jared Goff and Paxton Lynch being the third string guy. So even if we happen to injure him and go, we don't have to deal with his running anymore, it's Jared Goff who's up next. Not that we'll try and injure people. Derrick Henry, of course, a star of FireSale franchise. Derrick Henry plays for the Titans here still, and, well, we know about him in multiple different areas of life. We know he'll be tough. Fullback, Jalston Fowler. I kind of forgot we're going through everything. Tyreek Hill was a free agent, heads over to the Tennessee Titans. Let's take a quick look at the free agents. Flashback. So, Jalen Ramsey goes to the Jets. Tyreek Hill goes to the Titans. Austin Hooper to the Bills. Breeze to the Vikings. Jones to the Colts, our enemies we never get to play. Jones to the Rams. Tunzel to the Rams. Neal to the Rams. Fuller to the 49ers. So the Rams are the ones doing the shopping this time. There we go, that was nice. Corey Davis with the 92 overall. Tywan Taylor, 83. Eric Decker, 81. Rashard Matthews, 80. And their worst wide receiver is a 79 overall. We are in trouble. That is going to be very difficult to deal with. Very, very difficult to deal with. Casey Jacobs will be on Tyreek Hill, and he will have his hands full. Let's see what we have at tight end. Jonnu Smith is the number 1 guy, 83 overall. Paul Levine at 76. The left tackle, Taylor Lewan. Is this line still going to be as good? Quinton Spain's still there. The center, still Ben Jones. The right guard, still Josh Klein. The right tackle, still Jack Conklin. My goodness, this is a good team on offense. What do they look like on defense? Daquan Jones, 86 overall. Jarrell Casey, 92 overall. Star Lutulele, 80 overall. I assume there's still a 3-4, but if it's not, it's DJ Reader, the other defensive tackle. Carl Lawson, a left outside linebacker. Middle linebackers, Avery Williamson and Vince Williams. That's going to be fun to tell the difference between those two guys. And right outside linebacker, Kevin Dodd. And Howard Colbert is there as well. But so outside linebackers look different, but they don't look too bad either. The cornerbacks, Logan Ryan, Adoree Jackson, Darren Reynolds is the third string guy. So it drops off a little bit there, but they're not bad at all. We can see that. Okay, man coverage. Actually, Darren Reynolds is terrible. We may be absolutely able to expose him. If we can tell that it's man coverage, we'll look at that guy. Free safety, Jonathan Cyprian, 84 overall, strong safety. Walker Rice, if you remember, he had superstar development. Wasn't that great, but he's an 85 overall now. He was one of those coach's sons, and Ryan Succop and Russell Kane, not very important. I just happened to press a couple more further than I meant to. Those are the Titans. So, here we go. Let's get into our first game of the 2020 season. Listen, one thing I will say, even if, and this won't be the case, listen, Hugh Jackson's got this offense sorted out, but even if it doesn't go as well, or, you know, goes similar level where we're always bottom of the thing in offense, even if that happens, and we don't get that many points, that many yards, but we still win games, don't worry about that. This defense is incredible. Even if that happens, I'll tell you this right now, this offense will be fun to watch. We got a bunch of fun plays that we can now use with Hugh Jackson and his creative mind. So here we go, the first game under this new coaching staff against the Tennessee Titans. It's a pretty stacked roster, so it'll be a good first test. And the first play of the game, unsurprisingly, they run it, but they get absolutely nothing with Derrick Henry there being stopped for a loss. 2nd and 12 now. Marcus Mariota finding Corey Davis, who was able to beat Marlon Humphrey there quite easily, getting good separation. On the 2nd and 2, they get that first down. A big hit there coming in from Rashard Peters, but Derrick Henry just absorbs it and keeps going. And on 2nd and 14, Derrick Henry gets injured. And now 3rd and 12, Marcus Mariota looking to run, and he is sacked. Tyus Bowser going through him and the right tackle Jack Conklin to get the sack. And on 2nd and 5, Van Dijk rolled out, didn't like what he saw. He took a sack, maybe should have thrown it away, but at least he didn't try and force the pass. 3rd and 7, the Titans unable to get a first down there. Tyreek Hill just rolling out of bounds. 3rd and 9 now, Van Dijk rolling again. This time sees someone that was called a catch, but then was overturned after review, but we punted him to the 1-yard line, and on 1st and 10, we get a safety. Hunter Washington comes in now 1st and 10 for us, and we see a little wildcat action there with Tariq Cohen at the quarterback position. 2nd and 5, back to the normal formation, and we throw one deep here for George Connor. Has beat his man by an inch, but unfortunately gets hit and cannot hold onto the ball. 3rd and 5. Completion there to Kurt Weeks. Fight through the first contact, is then tackled 5 yards after the first down marker, and on 3rd and 1 we pick it up on the ground with Trayvon Bromley weaving behind his blockers, picking up extra yards. 3rd and 19 now. It's going to be a big ask for the conversion here, but we don't get it. George Connor just couldn't hold on. Again, not a perfectly placed pass, and now on a run play they get a big gain there. Hunter Washington finally making the tackle. Then a 3rd and 15, they go play action. Marcus Mariota rolling out to the right, looking like he's going to run, then throws it across the field for a completion. Gilbert Turner in coverage, couldn't get it done. 3rd and 11 now. Marcus Mariota to the left side with a spin move, gets away. He's got a blocker in front of him, but he does get tackled because it was Rashad Peters, and as if he was going to let one blocker stop him, but they do manage to get into the end zone there. So now the score 7-2, 3 minutes left in the first half, an extremely low scoring game right now. Van Dyke rolling to the right, waiting, finding Juju Smith-Schuster for a first down. 3rd and 2 now, just a short pass, or rather it could have been a short pass, but he tries to go a little bit deeper. Juju Smith-Schuster not able to make the catch. So now the score 7-5 after we went for the field goal. We're in the second half now, and that is, we've got to protect Philip Van Dyke there. He went down, tried to slide. We can see now in this replay he goes backwards and he still gets hit and he loses the ball. The referee should have looked after him, but it was very close. So to be fair, who can call it there? They get another completion, another first down at the expense of Gilbert Turner. Now 1st and 10, Mariota is stopped there. He's going to be trying to run a lot in this game, but we do manage to get him down for some sacks as well. And on 3rd and 6, it's another sack. They tried to go for a screen, but that did not work out whatsoever. So we have the ball, 3rd and 4, down by 2 points, and a crucial completion there, and he makes the catch. George Connor can make those catches. He struggled with a couple, but that's as he gets hit, but he makes that one in traffic. 2nd and 5 now, a big run from Trayvon Bromley there down the sideline on a screenplay, and on 3rd and goal, zipping in to George Connor. He makes the catch, gets the touchdown. We're up 12-7 now. 8 minutes left in this game. Marcus Mariota there with the run, with the spin move. Loses the ball though. Tim Williams gets it out, but we couldn't pick it up. 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. Now Mariota trying to go again, but he gets stopped this time. Chris Wormley not allowing him to get any further. On a 2nd and 10, he manages to find a guy there down the seam for a first down again. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Clock ticking down. We've got to start thinking about our own time here. 6 minutes is a lot of time though, and we get a sack there on him. 3rd and 7. If we stop him here, we'll be very happy. Mariota rolling out to the right, looking to run, gets stopped by Hunter Washington, and it's an injury timeout as well, but not for us, don't worry. 4th and 7. Mariota looking again. Gilbert Turner in coverage. This time he manages to push Corey Davis out of bounds, so we managed to turn the ball over. We have it here. Score 12-7. But we weren't able to get a field goal here, so they have the ball back now. 1 minute 12 left in this game. Throwing it downfield. It's tipped. It's intercepted by Gilbert Turner. He got beat up a couple of times in coverage, but he makes the play when it matters the most. Of course, we give the ball to Jaquan Barber here, and he ends the game. So you thought you were going to see the same old Ravens probably at some point there. Well, that is not the case. Now, it's obviously not the greatest performance, but a win is a win, and we will take it. Philip Van Dyke, maybe he's a 50% guy. Maybe that's just the first game in a new system. It'll take him a little bit of time to get used to it. Rushing, we did okay. Trayvon Bromley, 69 yards. Philip Van Dyke, to be fair, in this system, runs even more. 93 yards. That one fumble is a bit unfair. He started to slide. The guy still hit him, and he lost the ball. I don't know exactly what you want to call that in terms of rules. I don't know how far he has to be into the slide, but really, he started initiating it. Really should be safe at that point. Receiving obviously not too much because, well, you saw the stats, but George Connor still got himself a touchdown along with his... He's not 4 drops. It's a mix. Some actually were a little bit dropped. The other ones were not quite thrown enough and they were just knocked out of his hands. But still, look, blocking. Look at that. Take a look at that. No data available means no sacks. That's what we like to see. And defense, Tyus Bowser, have yourself a day, son. What a game he had. 9 tackles, 2 sacks, 4 tackles for a loss. Hunter Washington's next with 5. Rashad Peters is up there 5 as well. The sacks, 2.5 for Hunter Washington, 2 for Tyus Bowser, 1 for Chris Wormley, 1 for Kewan Hardwick, half a sack for Bernard Cooper. And the interceptions, there's only one, and it's Gilbert Turner. Now, Gilbert Turner, I think in that game showed up quite a lot in coverage, but actually when it mattered, he made plays. He made one on 4th down to make sure that it wasn't caught, pushed the guy out of bounds. He makes one there, gets the interception to win the game. Maybe he gets shown up every now and then, but he makes the plays when they really matter. We also got a false fumble from Tim Williams, who is injured. And I don't remember exactly the severity, but I think it was him with the ACL sprain. Somebody had an ACL sprain. I think it was Tim Williams. So we'll have to see how that goes. Of course, it's just our luck. We get a forced fumble, but it's not recovered, and it goes out of bounds for them. We also got a safety, of course, early in the game. And, well, that's that story. The story is a rookie who is playing out of position but doing his best, Gilbert Turner. Maybe not the long-term answer. We'll have to keep a close eye on that, but he certainly didn't let us down today when it mattered. So we do have one injury. I don't exactly know who it's going to be. I don't know why I accidentally did that. Took a quick look at BJ Wiener. Why not? You know, we like him on our team. And it's Sanborn. Forgot about the guy. 5 weeks with broken ribs. But, you know, it does mean, it's a shame, 89 rated center injured is a big shame. However, it means that, what's his name? Bruce, a man who we took from center and made a tackle because he wasn't that bad. Well, she was terrible, but wasn't that bad overall wise. Means that he can take over there. So he's a 78 rated center as well, I believe. So that's not too bad at all. And that fixes that problem. Looking at the rest of the offense, it wasn't their week. It didn't have to be their week. Defense, good on you, lads. Good on you, lads. How much XP you got, Turner? Not much more. I thought, you know, game-winning interception will earn you some XP. Apparently not. Let's advance the week. We're going to be playing the Chiefs. So here we are, week 2. Of course, nothing much happens early in the season that we need to keep an eye out. And as I said that, let's take a look at the news, see if there's any draft stories. No, there's not. It's just a bunch of stuff about people who were picked. Nothing there yet either. But, you know, got to keep an eye out on everything. We're going to be very diligent this season because we've only got the bare number of picks. We were alright last year, still had a few more. This year is going to be really just a few and a couple of late round ones. So we got to be on top of everything. Now, let's quickly change this center situation and take a look at the Chiefs. So the Chiefs at quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, an 88 overall guy. Let's take a look at that throw power. I don't know why I'm scrolling over when it's there anyway. 97. So deep balls, look out for those. Running backs, Spencer Ware. Kareem Hunt behind him, but Spencer Ware held on to his job in this scenario. Rhett Ellison, their fullback. Wide receivers, Kelvin Benjamin, Paul Richardson. It's an interesting group of absolutely nobody you recognize. Why did they let Tyreek Hill go? Well, I guess they're pretty confident in their 99 overall Travis Kelce and Crockett Gilmore as well. Technically counts as a returning player. I don't know if we had to cut him or not, or did manage to trade him away. Of course, you know, well, this week will be a good test to see if it was, you know, the ridiculous number of receivers the Titans had, or the fact that maybe a couple of our guys can't hold their own in pass coverage. I don't know, but they still did well anyway. Tyler Briggs, their left tackle, second-year player, 86 overall. That's pretty good. Left guard, Laurent Duvernay-Tardy, 83 overall. The center, still Mitch Morse. The right guard, yep. And for tackle, Eric Fisher. That means that Schwartz is injured or they've lost their minds and want him to be a backup. That makes absolutely no sense. Well, technically, actually, Eric Fisher's apparently better, but that's just wrong. Michael Pierce, returning player alert. 87 overall, he'll hurt us. Right end is Lawrence Addison, a second-year player. 78 overall. That's not great to say he's been in the league for 2 years. Benny Logan, 80 overall. Left outside linebacker, Justin Houston. Watch out for him. Middle linebacker, Rameek Wilson. I assume they're running a two-man scheme. I assume they're running a 3-4 with 2 middle linebackers. Kamali Correa, that's another returning player. And the right outside linebacker is D Ford, so watch out for the linebackers and watch out for the cornerbacks, of course. Headlined by Marcus Peters, 98 overall. Bradley Roby in there, 81. RJ Amy, a second-year player. What? No, it is a second-year player. I was said for a third-year player, I said second-year player. I was wrong with that one. So, RJ Amy, he's alright, but, you know, well, we like to say, oh, we can take advantage of the speed and then never take advantage of the speed. And we've got 2 slow guys starting for us now anyway, so we can't take advantage of any speed. Jimmy Ward at free safety, 84 overall. Why am I saying all the overalls? I don't know. Maybe you can't read and you need me to tell you them. Eric Berry at strong safety. We know about him. It's a good team. It's a good defense. What did you expect? Now, one thing is, Patrick Mahomes has got a huge arm. However, they don't really have that many fast receivers, so how well are they going to be able to take advantage of that? I don't know. Second game in this system, Philip. Let's see you take it up a notch here. So here we go. Game 2. The first one was a little close, but let's see what we can do against the Chiefs here. A new opponent, a new chance to prove what this new team is all about under this new coaching staff. 1st and 10 here, and they run the ball with Spencer Ware. He gets the first down on the first carry of the game. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line now, looking for Travis Kelce, but Rashad Peters forcing that ball out and forcing an incompletion. They go again to Ware here, trying to get it with the pass, but we do stop them on 3rd and 10, hold them to a field goal, and now we get a chance to attack, but that first run doesn't go too well. 2nd and 10 now. Van Dijk looking to pass, rolling out to the left, then dumping it off to Trayvon Bromley, who's just short of the first down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. Bromley now with a huge hole there. Good blocks. Ryan Nitzley actually did absolutely nothing. Could have made a bigger block, but will he make it all the way here? He's being chased by 2 guys, and he just gets stopped at the very end there. Trayvon Bromley couldn't go all the way, but Jaquan Barber goes into the end zone. Using some time travel magic, we couldn't get a better view of that, unfortunately. We get a sack here, though. Rashad Bass had to go the long way around, and we get the ball back to Trayvon Bromley, and he continues to get good runs here. And then on 1st and 10, we hand the ball off to George Connor. George Connor with the spin move to get away from one man, now keeping down the field. A juke move to get away from the next, and then gets out of another tackle before being finally tackled. 3rd and 8 now from the 33-yard line, and we dump the ball down on a screenplay to Tariq Cohen. He gets the first down, but not much more. And then on 3rd and 11, a missed pass there, a missed opportunity, and we had to settle for a field goal. 1st and 10, he goes deep downfield, and somehow that catch is made. Perfect coverage pretty much, but you know, sometimes the receiver will just make that catch. We stop them there. They go for it on 4th and 1 with their fake field goal, get the completion for the first down. Hunter Washington does manage to catch the guy inside the 10-yard line, and they go on 2nd and goal, Ware to the outside, and is just able to run behind his blocker and get the touchdown. 1st and 10 now. We're trying to do the same thing, running for touchdowns with Trayvon Bromley, and he's found himself some space again. Trayvon Bromley doesn't manage to get any further than just that one guy, but of course that's a huge gain, and we will take that every single day of the week. A big completion there to Kurt Weeks, and now we're in the red zone looking to get in with Trayvon Bromley weaving through traffic, just stopped at the 1-yard line, and then we go with a fake play action there. Quick pass, wide open receiver, but he drops the ball. The fullback doesn't make it, but we go with our rookie receiver, and he gets the touchdown. So now the Chiefs, another big run by Ware, making people miss a lot in the gap, and he gets to the 50-yard line, and they'll go for a fake punt here, but this time we absolutely expected it. We just played straight up coverage, and we're able to bring him down. 2nd and 18 now, and a perfect pass there to Kurt Weeks. Van Dijk not missing as many open receivers so far this season. It's like he just understands his entire system better, and then he finds George Connor for a ridiculous touchdown there to end the first half. A crazy circus catch by Connor, and then Connor in the second half here, we decided to go for it on 4th and 1. A quick dump to him, and he just takes it all the way for the touchdown. George Connor is without a doubt one of the top 5 receivers in the NFL. You cannot argue with it after you've seen him in this game. 3rd and 8. Mahomes tried to get out of the pocket, instead loses the ball. Fisher picks it up. Unfortunately, we weren't able to recover it, but we do pretty much just stop the entire drive. 3rd and 8 again, though, for the Chiefs here after we didn't do much, and they get a completion there. Again, time travel making that a little bit more fun to not understand, and Ware gets stopped at the 1-yard line here. 3rd and goal. Can we stop him again? We can. We hold them to 13 points. 31-13 the score here with 40 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, and Trayvon Bromley is off again. We may not be wrong to think he could get 200 yards in this game. Who knows? 2nd and 8 here. Philip Van Dijk trying to drop back to pass, but he gets sacked. He just couldn't find anybody open. Then 3rd and 18. We're trying to keep it conservative here, but actually he just lofts it up for DeMarcus Parker, who was open, but we don't get the first down. 3rd and 11. Mahomes throwing it, and Hunter Washington was there for the interception, takes it away, and we have the ball here. Trayvon Bromley picking up more and more yards, picking up more and more first downs. We've pretty much just got a chance here to either really put this game out of reach or just put this game a little bit more out of reach. George Connor there wrestling through some guys, and on 3rd and 9 here, they go for it, they don't get it, they settle for the field goal, and we win the game. That is the Hugh Jackson effect, and it is only just starting. A great game there from Philip Van Dijk. Just perfectly clean, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, 57% completion percentage, could be better, but we're working on it. It's a week-by-week process. Trayvon Bromley ends up missing out on 200 yards, ends up getting 184 off 18 carries. Jaquan Barber got himself 19 off 2 and a touchdown. George Connor got himself 32 of 2. That's what I like about this play calling with Hugh Jackson, is that just having that jet around kind of play is fantastic with George Connor, because he is so talented, and it's great to give him more options. Tariq Cohen had one busted trick play that we didn't get much of him. Rushing, I wouldn't look for too much from him this year, because he's right down the pecking order, but he's still going to be there receiving, and he is in this game just with 9 yards though. Kurt Weeks though had a good game, 4 for 72. George Connor, 3 for 97, 2 touchdowns. His averages are just ridiculous, because he'll break a huge one and have a couple more catches. And then obviously not much else there, as you can see. 2 drops by Juju Smith-Schuster, not really drops. However, Nate Palmer, that really was a drop. Touchdown, and he left it on the floor. Blocking, 2 sacks allowed by the tackles, but the Chiefs are good. We'll allow him a couple of sacks a game, and look at that. 13 tackles from Rashad Peters. This guy is so ridiculously good. Next is 8 tackles by Kewan Hardwick, then 7 by Hunter Washington. Gabriel Turner was 6 as well. Gabriel Turner still a little bit being exposed in coverage, and I was watching Lakeith Spain. I was watching him in coverage, and he looks pretty good. I need to keep an eye on him because he looks very good, you know, just kind of getting spun around but staying stuck to his receiver. He did a very good job, you know, literally in coverage. So we'll keep an eye on that over weeks because he may just have to play because he is that good. But I don't know yet. We haven't really seen much of him. Hasn't allowed anything, but hasn't really stopped anything either. So just outside of me seeing a couple of things, there's not much we've got to go on. Just 2 sacks in this game. 1 by Tyus Bowser, 1 by Rashad Bass. Interceptions, 1 by Hunter Washington, which was just, you know, thrown straight at his face. And 1 forced fumble by Tyus Bowser. That wasn't recovered, unfortunately. We need to work on that. We've got 2 forced fumbles in 2 games and no recoveries. And that's pretty much it for the stats, but I'm happy with how everybody played in this game. And we can already see a difference here under this new coaching staff. I would argue 37-16 might be the biggest margin, the most comfortable margin we've seen in a very long time. And another game, another injury, so that'll make it 2. Let's see how long this one is. It's, what's his name, Bernard Cooper, and we've got 5 weeks on him. So, 2 games, 2 5-week injuries. That's not great, but, you know, that's what's going to happen. We'll have to see how we replace him because our defense looking a little bit different. We haven't got as much depth, I don't think, this season. We'll take a look at what's available there. Obviously, Brandon Moore took over for him. Brandon Moore isn't great at all, but we may just put Gonzalez there, the outside linebacker backup, the defensive end backup. How well he'll do in a 3-4 system as a defensive end, even though he's got a decent rating, I don't know, but, you know, it's an option, and you know what, we'll throw him up there now. Might as well. Better option, 74 overall. Mike Richardson, to be honest, has turned out to be the absolute, you know, powerhouse player of that draft. Wait, didn't he come in the same year as Rashad Peters? I don't remember who we got when, to be honest, but Mike Richardson, the best player on the defensive line without a doubt. Now, that's it for this first episode under our new coaching staff. Todd Bowles has got himself a 2-0 record. Next week, we'll be playing the Patriots. So there you go. We're 3 weeks in, and it's time for the revenge game. This is the one to make up for everything. If we don't win this game by at least 40 points, we're letting ourselves down. It is absolutely the most important game of the season, the most important game to this coaching staff to prove that they have moved on from what this team was before, and that'll all happen in the next episode.